Hello, my dear students of class 6th. I hope all of you are safe at your homes and utilizing the time in a best way. Myself, Vinita, your math teacher, is once again with you to teach you mathematics. As we all know that the chapter 1 we have completed some days ago, and we have shared the PDF notes, mind maps, and every necessary material which you need to complete your homework and to understand the content of the chapter. Now we are going to start the chapter number 2, that is whole numbers. Whole numbers. So, what is whole number? It is a very new word for you, whole numbers. So, let me tell you that numbers are of different types based on their qualities. Like we have a number which is having a plus sign before it. As you can see, there is on screen that lots of numbers are there. So, numbers are countless and it is very confusing to understand or to keep in mind all the numbers without any proper definition or without any proper categorization of the numbers. So to understand the numbers and the different type of numbers easily and to solve the questions with the help of these numbers easily, mathematicians have categorized the numbers, and in these categories whole number is a category of numbers. Like we have numbers, the numbers which we naturally talk about, we have numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These all are numbers, but and these numbers are going up to infinity. And we have also numbers which are like -1, -2, -3, right? And suppose we divide 5 with 3, then 5 upon 3, this is also a kind of number. Suppose in your paper, in your exam, you got marks like 5.5 marks you got out of 10, so 5.5 is also a number. So what I want to tell you that numbers are of different types, and these different numbers, these different categories have different names in mathematics, and whole number is a one of those categories. In mathematics, very in the senior classes also and in this class also, it's very important for you to learn a number system. What is a number system? A number system is a system which gives you the different types of number, which has make it easier for us to study the numbers. Number system gives us the first category of numbers, and that category of number is known as natural numbers. Natural numbers. I have written it here for you. Natural numbers. What are the natural numbers? In the previous chapter also I have talked about this natural numbers. We have said that the numbers that starts from 1, 2, 3, 4 and goes on moving like 10 and 100, 1000, goes on up to infinity in this manner. These numbers are known as the natural numbers. I have told you this in the previous chapters video. If you have seen the video, then you must have remember that the numbers that starts from 1 and goes on infinity in the same way are known as the natural number, and natural number is the first type or first category of number in the number system. And after number system, the second category that comes, that is the category of whole numbers. Whole numbers, which is our second chapter. It's very important for you, so please concentrate whatever I am going to tell you. Whole numbers are those numbers which start from 0. Those numbers which start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, moving on, goes up to infinity, are known as the whole numbers. Now maybe some of you are confused that, ma'am, what is the difference between natural numbers and whole numbers? They are also 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity, and these are also 1, 2, 3, 4 infinity. But no, if you have concentrated here, then you can see that in the natural numbers I have not added 0, but in whole numbers I have added 0. Natural numbers are starting from 1 and going up to infinity, while the whole numbers are starting from 0 and going up to infinity. So, in number system, the first category that comes is the category of natural numbers. As you can see here in this picture, that starting from this circle, the first category of number is natural numbers, and natural numbers are also known as the counting numbers, and the symbol capital N is most often used to represent the natural numbers. And after natural numbers, the second category that comes is the category of whole numbers, as you can see here. And the whole numbers are those numbers which starts from 0 and goes up to infinity. So the only difference between whole numbers and natural numbers is the 0. 0 is included in the whole numbers, but it is not included in the natural numbers. This is the basic difference between natural numbers and the whole numbers. And whole numbers are represented with the capital letter W. So this is the introduction to our topic, that is whole numbers. And the other type of numbers which you are seeing in this picture, we are not going to study them right now because those are not the part of our syllabus, but in the coming classes we will definitely learn about them. So this, after the introduction to the topic, we will come to the subtopics that we are going to study in this chapter. So now let's see that which subtopics we are going to study in the chapter 2, whole numbers. As you can see here that I have drawn a mind map for you of this chapter, whole numbers. So with the help of this mind map, it will be easier for you to summarize the topic or to revise the complete topic, and to know that what subtopics we have studied in this chapter. So let's see. First of all, in this chapter, we will learn about the natural numbers and the whole numbers, and I have told you about them, that what are the natural numbers and the whole numbers. After that, we will learn about the predecessor, successor, and the number line. These three subtopics we will study the very first in the beginning of this chapter: predecessor, successor, and the number line. I will discuss these topics in an elaborate manner after this. And the next subtopic that we will study are the properties of whole numbers. You can see here, properties of whole numbers we will study in this chapter, which is the basic and the most important thing. And these properties will be studied for the four mathematical operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And which are the names of this property? What are the names of these property? The closure property for addition, the commutative property for addition, the associative property for addition, and the identity for addition. In the same way, we will study the closure property for subtraction, commutative property for subtraction, associative property for subtraction, and the identity of subtraction, which is not defined. And in the same way, we will study these property: the closure property for multiplication, the commutative property for multiplication, associative property for multiplication, and the property of zero and the distributive property over addition and subtraction. And in the same way, we will learn about the division, the property on division, the closure property on division, the commutative property on division, the associative property on division, and the property of zero we will learn. So these are the subtopics that we are going to study in this chapter. So let's start now with our first subtopic. The first subtopic that we have to study is predecessor. That what is a predecessor? I think you have studied this topic in the previous classes also. Predecessor. That what is a predecessor? So students, as you can see that there are three color dots you can see on the screen. One is a red color dot, other is a blue color dot, and the third is a black color. These three dots, or you can see these three different colored balls which are on the screen, you can see that regarding to this blue ball, if we have to see the position of this red ball, regarding this blue ball, if we have to see the position of this red ball, then we will say that it is coming previously, or it is coming before the blue ball. And regarding the blue ball, if we have to see the position of this black ball, then we will see that this black ball is coming after this blue ball, right? Means to reach from red ball to blue ball, we have to add something, or we have to do some addition in the red ball, or we have to do some subtraction in the red ball. It's a kind of question to you that if we want to reach from blue ball to red ball, if we want to reach from blue ball to red ball, then what we have to do? We have to move back. And if we have to reach to black ball from blue ball, then we have to move ahead. Means in this case we will move back, and in this case we will move ahead. So same is the concept of predecessor and successor. Predecessor is a number that comes before a given number, and successor is that number that comes after the given number. So if we want to understand this with the help of this example, suppose I am writing here 5. So if I ask you that what will be the predecessor, so predecessor is that number that comes just before the given number, and just before the given number, the number that comes, it is 4. So 4 will be the predecessor of 5. And if I ask you that what is the successor of 5, then it will be 6, because successor is that number that comes just after the given number. So predecessor and successor are just opposite to each other. To find the predecessor, we need to subtract 1 from the given number, and to find the successor, we need to add 1 to the given number. Now let's take an example that we have to find the predecessor of 8 and we have to find the successor of 8. So what we will do? We need to keep in mind the definition of predecessor and successor, and also how they are related to each other. What is the predecessor? That comes just before the given number. So before 8, what comes next? That is 7. And to find the successor, what we need to do? We need to find the number which comes just after the given number, and we know that after 8 what comes next? That is 9. So 9 is the successor of 8. 7 is the predecessor of 8 and 9 is the successor of 8. In the case of small number, it is very easy for us and we don't need to do any addition and subtraction. We can directly give the answer. But in the case of larger number, like we are having a number 1 0 0 0, 10,000. We are having a number 10,000 and they are asking us to find the predecessor and successor of this number. Then what we need to do, to find the predecessor we need to subtract 1 from this number, and what we will get, we will carry 1 from here and we will get 10 minus 1 9. Here it will be 9 and 9. I know you can subtract very easily, I don't need to tell you. So what will be the predecessor of 10,000? It will be 9,999. But because it is a bigger number, so we don't need to take risk, we need to do the proper calculations to get the answer. So we subtracted 1 from 10,000 and we get the predecessor. And if we have to find the successor, so in the case of successor, what we will do, suppose you are having a number 89999 and you have to find the successor of this number, then what you need to do, you just need to add 1 to the given number and you will get the answer. So what will be the successor? 9 plus 1 10, 0 1 will be carried out, 0 0 and 8 plus 1 it will be 9. So 9,000 is the successor of 8,999. So I have told you the definition of predecessor and successor, that predecessor that comes just before the given number and successor is that comes just after the given number. And to do the calculations in the smaller number, we can calculate it ourselves without any pen pencil, but in the case of larger number we need to do the proper calculations as I have shown you in these two examples. So this is the concept of predecessor and successor. Now let's learn about the next subtopic, which is number line. Number line. So what is a number line? As you can see that number line is formed with the two words, number and the line. It means what we need? We need line and we need numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So number line is made up of numbers and the line, but how? When we have a straight line like this and we write the numbers with an equal distance between them, then that is known as the number line. So if I write 0 here, 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 here and 5 here, so the distance I am maintaining, as you can see, between 0 to 1 there is a distance of 1 unit, between 1 to 2 also there is a distance of 1 unit, between 2 to 3 there is a distance of 1 unit, between 3 to 4 there is a distance of 1 unit, and similarly between 4 and 5 there is a distance of 1 unit. So this distance is very important to maintain in the number line. Like this, we have a straight line and now we are going to write number on it, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a number line. Number line, a straight line and the numbers written over it with an equal distance between them, and that distance is always a distance of unit. Unit means 1. That is always the distance of 1 unit. We call the distance between the numbers on the number line in the form of units. Keep in mind, this unit is very important. So what is the number line? A number line is a straight line with the numbers written over it with an equal distance of unit between them. In the textbook of NCERT Mathematics class 6th, it is also mentioned about the number line, that how we draw a number line. As you can see here, number line. They have drawn a straight line and they have written the number over it with an equal distance between them, and the distance is of 1 unit. And also the most important point, that while we are writing the whole numbers on the number line, we are always starting from 0. The numbers we are starting from 0, and in the continuous manner we are moving up to infinity, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on, as much as you want to write. So I hope it is clear to you that what is a number line, and please concentrate on every subtopic, because we will be able to solve the questions only in a condition if we have understood the basic concepts of every subtopic. So I'm going to end this session now, and I would like to summarize that what we have learned in this video. We have learned about the predecessor, successor, and the number line. What is a predecessor? That comes before a given number and we need to subtract 1 from the given number to calculate it. What is the successor? That comes after a given number and we need to add 1 to the given number to calculate it. And then we have learned about the number line and straight line, and the number written over it with an equal distance of units between them starting from 0 is known as the number line. So that's all for today. We will soon meet again in the next video, the part 2 video. Till then, keep practicing, keep revising. Have a good day.